Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Watch Soup. I am joined by my extremely movie savvy co-host Sanjay from the Engineer Wannabe channel. Sanjay, how are you today? What are you wearing? And can you tell the people in the chat what you told me before? What movie did you see this morning?
Hey guys, doing really well. Had a good day today. Couldn't sleep this morning or last night, so I woke up super early and got the chance to watch Interstellar. So I'm only 8 years late, but I got it in there.
So
so I'm,
give us your analysis of the movie. Did you like it? Where could you see some improvement? give give me give it to us all. We want to hear it.
yeah, no, I liked it a lot. It was really good. It's one of those mind bender kind of thought provoking movies that I really like, or stories that I really like in movie form this time. But um, I don't see any possibility for improvement. Um, the yeah, I don't want to give any spoilers, but the ending was weird, but but it was good. It was well paced. Everything was great. I
Awesome,
enjoyed it.
excellent. Yeah, yeah. It kind of reminds me. I mean, and Matthew McConaughey was in this movie too. But Contact with what's her name? Names escape me now. I'm sure somebody from the chat will put it up there. But a good, nice, like scientifically, sci-fi-ish movie with when I mean scientific, I mean like with actual real science applied sound. Jodie Foster, thank you, Wilson.
Okay.
Um, very, very cool movie as well, and not different, but same kind of theme
Mhm.
uh, of making you think. Not just like an action movie that's just mindless. It's cerebral in a sense.
Yeah.
What do you have
Yeah.
on wrist today, Sanjay?
On wrist, I've got the Speedmaster Hesselite.
Yeah,
Uh,
excellent. How's it
yeah,
been?
been great.
Yeah,
I just love wearing it.
yeah,
It
really,
fits
that's
my wrist.
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
Speedy
happy for you.
Pro that fits my wrist. I can't beat that.
Yeah,
That's never
yeah.
happened before.
No, I know. You found. I mean, this one fits your wrist. The other one's not so much. Have you always been interested in the speed? I mean, is it something that's been something you wanted to add to the collection, but you just couldn't find the one with the right size, or is it just something that on a whim you kind of just was like, okay, I'm getting a Speedmaster since I found this one?
Yeah, yeah. I actually always loved the Speedy. I tried with the FOIS. Um, it worked for a while, but then the lugs are straight, so
Yeah,
kind of the same issue I had with the Railmaster. It appeared like it was overhanging,
yeah,
and I also had the Speedy Racing, so the 38.5 mil, thirty-nine
yeah,
mil Speedmaster Racing.
yeah,
That one was really thick.
yeah,
So I didn't really enjoy wearing that one either. So
yeah,
those two went, and I just gave up on the Speedmaster. I was just like, oh well, it's not for me.
yeah,
But then this one came out, and they fixed so much,
yeah.
but it's great. Really,
So you think when barring car accident, you think this one's sticking?
yeah. I think so. I think
Okay,
so. Yeah.
awesome,
The only
excellent.
thing I could see happening was me purchasing another Speedmaster, but like the previous gen Sapphire Sandwich, so that
Okay,
I can enjoy the Sapphire version as well.
gotcha,
Um, yeah, or I just replace the case back. But
gotcha. Fair enough, fair enough.
yeah,
I'm
how
I'm
was your
happy for
weekend?
you. It was good. Can't
Mhm.
complain. The kids spent the night with the in-laws, and then we had friends come over today, and had a Mrs. Legs made a great meal. She made chocolate chip cookies last night, for today, so it was awesome. Can't complain. Oh man, the diet during the pandemic COVID quarantine has gone out the window. So hopefully now that summer is here, going to try to get more physical activity outside and maybe eat a little bit better.
Yeah,
Make that commitment, But I
yeah,
mean, it's not like we eat bad. It's just like we just enjoy ourselves. We like our cookies.
yeah, yeah.
I got the Zen U50 on today. I have a hard time not wearing this one. I love wearing this watch. I did put on the 903 for most of the day, and my buddy was really, I showed it to my buddy and he was just like, he took it and just was holding it. And he's like, I love this watch. So we'll see. I mean, I think I may have converted him to he's like, these guys make great watches, Zen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, they do. So let's say hello to everyone at the chat, and let us know what you're wearing before we go into the format. Hey Bruce, how are you? How you doing? I heard a little bit of not a little bit, a lot of yesterday's Watch Talk with the Punters. Great stuff. Again, I'm glad you're back on. Sad that you're not doing it every week. You're doing it every other week, but I'll still take it. Chaz, how are you? Clayton, my friend, how you doing? Um, Peter's here. Hey, Peter, what's going on? Wilson, thank you for the Jodie Foster help. B Dev, what's up? Hey, Scott, what's going on, man? How you doing? Thanks for coming on. Sands of Time is here as well. Scrolling, Riss Ross, what's up? Um, Everyday Watch Guys here. Justin, EDC, Young XLNC is here. Hey, JCB is here. Awesome. The Easy Nine. I love that watch, Riss Ross. I mean, I think that's. I'm gonna have to add something from the Easy M series one day. Uh, Zen wise, I just love them. They're just super super rugged. Colin, what's up, man? We're in the overseas on the rubber. Thank you, sir. I like that combination. Justin is
Yeah.
here as well. Hey, Amin, how you doing? Joe, Jax, what is going on? Excited that you guys are joining us here in the States. We're celebrating um, Memorial Day weekend. Well, Memorial Day is tomorrow. Very, very somber celebration. Do you guys in Canada have something similar to that, where you remember your
Yeah.
fallen soldiers?
Yeah. Remembrance Day.
Oh well, aptly
Yeah.
titled. Yeah, Memorial Day. Yeah. When is that?
Oh, I want to say spring.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
maybe fall.
Yeah.
I can never remember that.
No, it's cool. I gotcha. A couple years ago, Mrs. Legs and we went to France, and we flew into Belgium, took a train to Paris, stayed in Paris, and then rented a car and went to Normandy and spent a couple of days in the Normandy area. And we got to some of those D-Day beaches, and we went to the cemetery. And I got to tell you, it was one of the most humbling experiences I've ever experienced in my whole life. Um,
Hmm.
it was like I cry. I mean, I was in little bit of in tears there. You know what I mean? Because like the
Yeah.
sacrifice that was made by American soldiers and Canadian soldiers and English soldiers and French soldiers on that day. It's very overwhelming. And if anybody ever has a chance to go to visit France, and you're interested in that kind of stuff, please go visit that beach, because it is overwhelming, and at least for me, it made me very proud to be
Hmm.
an American. I was very proud that day. I'm always very proud to be American, but
Yeah.
that day especially. So let's move on,
Yeah.
and let's go into the reviews. Take it away, Sanjay.
First, I think you missed Colin's greeting a little earlier. He said, "How's she going, eh?"
How's she going, eh?
It's going great, eh?
It's going great.
Working hard or hardly working, eh?
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, for the reviews today or this week, You're Terrific did a review on the Grand Seiko White Birch, and we've talked about the White
Hmm.
Birch
Yeah.
before, but You're Terrific does such terrific reviews. His writing is usually it's on point, it's funny, and do yourself a service and watch this
Yeah.
review. It's
Great
very
review.
entertaining. Really really great review. I enjoyed myself, and great shots at the watch as well. Then we had Russell from the Mad Watch Collector. He did a review on the Oris Aquis, and that's not a groundbreaking watch, or it's an older model, but another amazing review. One that's very entertaining. He now has about 3 or 4 different characters that he plays. So there's like this guy
Mhm.
named Mr. Bogani, and it feels like a kid's show, but
Yeah,
for us,
yeah,
it's really entertaining. So check out Russell's video on the Oris Aqua State. And lastly, of at least the reviews of interest for me this week was from Bark and Jack. He did not a review, but an overview of the Tudor black base ceramic.
yeah.
So really great shots of the watch,
Hmm.
and he talked a little bit about the legibility of the watch, and how he didn't really like the legibility. But I thought from the shots that he showed, that the watch was fairly legible considering it's a black on black on black
Hmm.
watch. If I were to own a black on black on black watch, it would be this one or the Zenith El Primero Shadow.
Yeah.
So those two watches are actually legible while being blacked out, and I think Tudor did a really good job on that, and Bark and Jack, Adrian did a good job showcasing that watch. So that's it for the reviews. Do you want to?
Yeah, I'll jump in on that. The first one, you're terrific. Did you try on? I thought you tried on a white birch. You're
I did. I did.
if I remember correctly, you were really looking forward to. You were thinking of possibly getting it, and then when you tried it on, it
Yeah.
didn't. You didn't get that connection. Um, so what again? For anybody who's watching, what happened there? Yeah,
Well, I actually tried the white birch on 3 times. The first time, it was really quick. I got there at the end of the day. They were closing. I got a glance at it, quick try on. So I didn't really get to process the information. The second time, I had an extended amount of time with it, and I liked it. The third time was during the my Speedmaster debacle, where I got into a bit of an accident, and I was not in the best state of mind. And when I went to go look at the white birch, which is what I thought I was going to get rid of the Railmaster for, it wasn't nice. So in that state of mind, I thought the lugs were too wide.
hmm,
The hour hand being chopped off was really stark, and it felt a little weird. It looked a little weird and squat. So yeah, in that frame of mind, I kind of disconnected from the white birch, and I've been thinking about it. I don't think I'll ever reconnect with the white birch now that
mm,
happened. So yeah, I might continue to wait for, because I really want to own that movement,
yeah,
the 9R, or the well, the whatever the movement is,
right,
that comes with that watch. It's really beautifully decorated, and
yeah.
yeah, that's something I want to own, but maybe not with that watch.
I got to tell you, I love your terrifics reviews. He's funny, and he's not afraid to give his opinion. And I mean, I think he probably is one of the better, in my opinion, one of the better YouTubers out there who really kind of sells a watch for you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, if I am on the fence on a watch and he's done a video and I want to buy the watch, I'll watch his video because it'll give me all the push I need, especially if he likes the watch. You
yeah,
know what I mean? He does such a good job. I'm impressed. The watch itself, I mean, I think it's okay. I think it's kind of neat. Like him, I mean, he said at the end, like, he wouldn't buy it, but he wouldn't, fault anybody for buying this watch. It's just not, I don't know. There's something about it that just doesn't. I mean, I'm interested. I'm kind of sort of interested in Grand Seiko. I got to be honest with you.
yeah.
Although I go through stretches where I don't even want to think about them. But now, like, I'm starting to get my interest has peaked a little bit now, and it's because of great reviews like this. But I just don't think this would be the one that if I'm going to dip my toes into Grand Seiko, this is not going to be the one.
Right. Yeah.
Um, Now, moving on to um, the other review, what would we have about Bark and Jack?
Bark.
Um, Barker Jack, yeah, um, the watch itself, I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I think I'm starting to like it more than my initial Um, my initial thoughts on the watch, my initial thoughts were clouded just for the fact because I thought the kind of introduction that it got, the hype that it was getting built up, I thought it was going to be something else, and I kind of was just like I felt like it laid flat for me.
Yeah.
But the watch is definitely a cool watch. Um, I'm not an all blackout kind of watch kind of guy, and I know it has great materials. I know it has a great movement. It's Meta certified. Has It's for a great price compared to the Omega Seamaster version of it. But at the end of the day, also it's still just another Black Bay 41,
Hmm.
and I think I'm getting some Black Bay fatigue. I love my 58. I'm never going to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But the other Black Bays, I'm starting to get some fatigue from it. And what was the other
Uh, the
review?
Oris review
The
from.
Oris review. I love Russell. I've had him. I did a stream with him.
Yeah.
We communicate often, and yeah, I mean he's very entertaining, and I love watching Russ. Uh, Oris is still not doing it for me, you
Yeah.
know. And I know this is you have this watch, right?
I do.
Or yeah,
A variant of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
variant. Yeah, I wanna get there. I wanna connect with Oris. I just haven't seen one yet that I just wanna. And that's just me. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not. I don't fault anybody for having Oris is great watch, great
Mm.
heritage, great reputation. Stylistically, they're putting out some pretty cool things. They're coming out with movements. I like what they're doing. I just haven't had find anything that grabbed at me. But great review by Russ. I love Russ. Let's get back into the chat. Kevin is wearing his Sumo Ice Diver today. Watch One Once Over is wearing the Ball Skin Diver 2. Um, Joe's wearing the Pelagos. AZ Clayton wearing the watch I've owned the longest, the IWC Mark. Was that 16? I should know. I should know my Roman numerals. Jeez, what's the matter with me? Everyday watch guy wearing my newly acquired Omega Aquaterra 41 millimeter. Great watch. Oh, I love the Aquaterra.
Yeah. Congrats.
Um, Brownie's wearing his AP Royal Oak Safari today after vacation. Well,
Ooh,
good for you, my man.
wow.
Excellent, excellent thought. I just saw in the chat that Remembrance Day was November 11th. Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
Colin said, "You're right. I should know this if I ever am to be King of Canada one day. I really need to bone up on my facts. Sorry, guys. Sorry, my Canadian friends. I'll get there." Um,
I live in Canada and I didn't know. So.
yeah, you're a dual. No, no, not yet, Wilson. Not yet. I am. I'm still a proud American citizen, but one day I'll be King of Canada, and I'll have to be a dual citizen, I guess. All right, let's get off the Canada thing. Kevin says he just can't get through a Bark and Jack video anymore. Other than, I mean, I know what you mean, Kevin. I got you. I think what Adrian still has is the photography and the editing is great. I tell you what, though, like man, like 2 minutes into the video or 1 minute into the video, he's saying, "Oh, well, how what will look good with this new Tudor is this new uh, watch roll from Bark and Jack that you can get tomorrow." I'm like, "Oh, come on, man! The plugging is brutal, right?"
Well, I
Uh,
always look at it as kind of like a joke, you know.
yeah, it is. You're right. It's becoming like a joke, right? I mean, uh,
Because yeah, they're
like a drinking game. Like, when is he gonna,
yeah,
you know?
because a couple of instances he kind of plays on it, right? He says,
Yeah,
you thought I was going to plug that, but I'm not.
yeah,
Um, so I don't know. I kind of enjoy it.
yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into the videos this week. And the first one up is the video that Watch Collecting Strategy and guy from Just Bluefish Watch Reviews, I think it's called, made. And they played a little game, right?
Yeah.
Um, they did a this or that and fill in the blanks. And I figure we do the same. Sanjay,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah.
And maybe you guys in the chat can get involved and let us know what you think. All right, so the first game that they played was fill in the blank. I guess it could be this or that. Rolex or Omega. Now, AB selected Rolex, although he ended up seemingly walking it back at the end because he assumed that he could get any Rolex that he wants. Guy was saying Omega because of accessibility and several other reasons. I think I know where you're going to go with this,
Oh yeah.
Sanjay. But let us know what would you say to Rolex or Omega?
Omega, all the time, all day, every day.
All day, every day.
Yeah, because yeah,
Yeah.
I like Omega. I think it's a bit more understated, slightly less conspicuous, and I like the tech that Omega has. They have like these Halo products, right? That are really cool, and that kind of works on me. Because there's
Hmm.
you can say, hey, the same brand makes a tourbillon, and yeah, heritage. I really like Omega's heritage. It just stomps on Rolex's heritage. Sorry, guys. I
Yeah.
don't mean to. Yeah, I don't mean to be inflammatory or anything, but yeah, I'd pick Omega any day of the week.
Yeah, I think so. My head says Omega, right? For a lot of the reasons that you've mentioned and accessibility and whatnot. My heart kind of says Rolex just because I've even though I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with Rolex. I've never owned a Rolex, but I've wanted at times a Rolex and just can't get the one I want. Don't want to pay over retail for one. Hate it. Then I love it again. And the brand recognition, like I'm hook, line, and sinker. I mean, I if you gave me a choice between Rolex and Omega, the Rolex that I want and the Omega that I want, I'm picking Rolex, even though I know that there's probably more under the hood in that Omega that is it's more worth it to me. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
don't know. I yeah, it's tough. My head says Omega, but my heart says Rolex, and I know that's kind of a cop out here. Wilson,
No,
I love
heart always wins.
yeah, I love Omega, but Rolex is the mistress. You can't go right, pretty much, right? Uh, James Arthur, hey James, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. I like Omega, but I wear more Rolex in my watch rotation. Yeah. Um, Joe saying Rolex. There aren't many Omegas that I feel like I need in my collection. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Very fair. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's jump to the next one there. Um, Bracelet. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. New Rolex Explorer is. Oh, I'm sorry. New Rolex Explorer is blank. I'm sorry, my notes are a little all over the place. AB
No.
now AB said it was overhyped. It was just it's just too simple. Guy um, kind of sort of agreed with AB, but he said it was awesome. Um, what do you think, Sanjay?
I when new Rolex Explorer is mm, tempting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh, it's one of those inconspicuous Rolexes that I wouldn't mind owning. Uh, if I had to own a Rolex, it would be either an OP or an Explorer. And the fact that it's 36 now, which makes it a bit smaller, I really like what I've heard about the bracelet, what they've changed on it, and I actually like 19 millimeter lug widths. So the fact that it has 19 millimeter lug width is a pro for me because I have a lot of those straps, kind of high end 19 mil straps. So it's really tempting. An Explorer 36. So yeah. How
Let
about
me
you?
get let me get these in here first. Kevin has to say, new Explorer is uninspiring. Winding watches column over here. Explorer is a good watch for my kids when they graduate. Uh, I would say the new Rolex Explorer. Yeah, all right, I know. That's what I'm just gonna say. Yeah, all right, I know.
Yeah.
Um, it, okay, we went back to 36. Great, smart move in my opinion. You already have a couple of watches in the 39 range. Well, now the OPs are 41. But yeah, I mean, okay, we got it back to 36, and that's where it should have been this whole time. I 39 is great. It's a modern size. But I just don't think that Explorer needed to do that. The history belongs back in the 36. I'm totally fine with that. I agree with you. The 19 millimeter lug width just makes it look better. The bracelet shape is better. I don't mind 19 millimeter lugs. In this day and age, you can find straps for that. It's not
Oh
a
yeah.
problem. They're all over the place. I'm totally fine with that. I've tried one on, not the new one. I've tried an old one. The 36, in my opinion, on my wrist wears a little bit bigger than the 36, so that's not an issue for me. The size. So maybe if you have a bigger wrist size, maybe it is an issue. But for me, it isn't. And maybe I'm just thinking with my 6 3/4 inch wrist. So I apologize for anybody who has 7 1/4 and above who finds this watch too small. But yeah, okay, great.
Yeah.
Um, Bruce is saying the Rolex is too small.
Yeah.
Okay. Watch over once Rolex needs new technology. Um, Justin says the men's size is still available at a slight markup. Okay, I'm sorry. Justin looks like he was talking to Chaz there. Sorry about that, guys. Rolex should do an HAQ. Uh,
We're
Kevin
happening.
S. I'm just sorry. They don't make any 39 millimeter watches. It was a great size for every day. I find the 36 millimeter a bit small. Well, Kevin, you can get a Tudor Black Bay 58 for 39 millimeter. It's a possibility. Um, let's see here. James saying 36 millimeter is perfect for females not looking great.
Hey, come on.
Hey, well, we are kind of girly, I guess, me and Sanjay.
Yeah.
Uh, BDev, instead of going 39 millimeter, Rolex should have went 38 millimeter, and they wouldn't have had to go to 36. Um, I don't know. That would be just a totally different size that Rolex that I know of, at least modern Rolexes haven't been at 38 millimeters. So I don't know what the implications of that are. What a hoopla that would have probably caused, right? Um, isn't the Air King 39 millimeters, or is it 39 or 40? I'm not sure. Um, and Kevin says, yeah, he has a blue BB58 and loves it. Yeah, it's a great watch. Okay, third question there on that video: bracelet or strap? Sanjay, bracelet or
Strap.
strap?
Strap.
Strap.
Yeah, we actually talked about this yesterday.
I know. Oh, you did on your video? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd pick strap all the time because I really like accessorizing. I think it looks better and, better comfort. Although, I like having the bracelet option, but if temperature and weather permits, I'd always go strap.
I So this is a cop out, but I can go either way with bracelet or strap equally.
Yeah.
I totally can. I mean, like, sometimes I'll buy watches on the bracelet because it makes sense,
Mhm.
price points wise.
Yeah.
But I could wear a watch on a strap, on a rubber, on a leather, and on a bracelet. Um, with not even thinking about it. The only thing my only consideration would be like the weather. You know, is it hot outside? Is it muggy? Well, I'm gonna wear it on bracelet. Same watch. Is it cold outside? You know what? Let me take the bracelet off and try it on leather or rubber. So for me, I know it's a cop out. It doesn't really matter to me. I like them both.
Yeah.
Um, I know it's more of a divisive line for some people, but for me, it doesn't really matter. Kevin, bracelet all day. Um, let's see here. Bracelet every day and twice on Sundays. Okay, Bruce. Um, Colin, his vote is going bracelet. A lot of bracelet guys here. Always want to buy a watch on bracelet, then buy my straps later. Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you. I'm with
Exactly.
you if it makes sense.
I agree.
Absolutely.
It makes perfect sense to buy a U50 on bracelet and then strip the screw, go for the
Touche, my friend. Touche. Joe, I'm a bracelet guy through and through. Uh, bracelet, both. Yeah, both. I always try to buy. Big risk is saying I always try and buy on bracelet. Then I can switch it to one of the 100 straps I have on hand. Yeah, fair enough. Hey, Junior, thanks for joining us. Peter says I think Sanjay is going to start selling straps. Okay.
That Sanjay sells straps.
Sanjay says,
That goes pretty well. It's alliteration too.
uh, yeah. Look, depends on the watch. Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, okay, great. And so, final, final one. A little tougher one to think of off the cuff here, but most underappreciated watch brand is now. AB said Chopard LUC, and Chopard LUC really has some beautiful puts out beautiful watches. Guy had I thought a pretty good enough a pick with the Bell and Ross. What say you, Sanjay?
Ooh.
And the chat. What say you?
Do you want to go first?
No, you can go. No, you can go. Or do you want me to go? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, I'll go. So, here's where I pound the table and say Gerard Perregaux.
Okay.
Um, you know, so that's nothing really new here. And I think, the history of the brand, the fact that you can, get a lot of these watches at a big discount, their vintage portfolio, just a great looking watch, great history, great in-house movement. I love Gerard Perregaux. I own one. I will own more when the time comes for sure. Although they have been getting recognized, why I hesitate, offering that selection is because they have been recognized as an underrated watch. I'm still gonna pound the table for them. Anyway,
Mhm.
yeah. Please, Sanjay, you're up.
That's really tough because yeah, I'm so basic. I want to say Chopard as well.
Yeah.
LUC. I mean, I watched that video from WatchArtSci
Mm-hmm.
last week
Mm-hmm.
on the Chopard LUCs, and I didn't realize what great deals there are to be had on Chopard's LUCs. Um, yeah, but okay, I'm gonna say Glasuda or Organelle.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I really love the
Yeah.
Panamatic Lunar.
Yeah.
They are, half the price of Alang and Zona.
Easily, yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna say Glasuda.
Yeah, that's a great pick. I mean, that was probably going to be my other pick,
Yeah.
because I love Glazzuto Original as well. I love the Pano Matic, the Pano Reserve. I love the '70s collection, the Senator Observer with the big date. I love that watch as well. I even like the big date on the CQ. There's so many great watches. I'm not a big fan of the '60s. And I want to like them. I want to like that line, but I just can't get there. But I like most of what they have to offer. But
Mhm.
I think as well, they've been um, um, said to be underrated by a lot of people for a long time. And now that they're kind of living up to the hype. I think they're getting there way faster than Gerard Perregaux. The marketing for GP is just terrible. But Glazud is a great pick. Um, James agrees, yeah, with me. Yes, James. Yeah, agree. GP, my favorite brand as well. Love them, and I have more of this brand in my collection than any other brand. I think James. I think I'm gonna have to pick up some, in the next like year or two. The Richeville is excellent line that they no longer make, and I don't know. Every time I think of Gerard Perregaux, I think of sipping, some coffee and eating a croissant in the French Riviera. I don't know why. I don't know why it does that, but
Yeah.
but it does that to me. Um, Justin Chopard is nice. Um, Colin, that's a good pick. Breguet for sure. Yeah.
Good pick.
Um, Another vote for Ball here. I saw
Okay.
somebody else
Yeah.
mentioning Ball. Um, Justin really likes this Geo 60s Eye of Soren. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that like orangey reddish. That, I mean, I would have to say like that is a cool dial. I don't think I could wear it, but or pull it off more like it. But that's a great dial. Um, Anyway, well, I mean, sorry, let me just say, most insane Mito for their prices. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Caliber also agreeing with Breguet. BDev throwing in Beaumarchais.
Yeah.
Um, so a lot of nice selections here. Okay, so moving on. Let's go into our second video. And speaking of WatchArtSci, um, Bill came out with a video recently of seriously dealing with misinformation. Now, this is a topic that he's kind of dealt with somewhat in his previous videos as well. Sandra, you
Okay.
picked this one. What do you have to say about this one?
Yeah, I'm a more recent subscriber to
Hmm.
WatchArtSci, so I hadn't really watched a lot of his videos. I think the first video I watched of his was when I was trying to figure out what a remontoire is, and he did a really good explanation. This was a few months ago, and this video came up I think yesterday, yesterday morning, and I was watching it or listening to it while driving to work, and um, he brought up some really interesting topics. Basically, what he was talking about was uh, he had bought a Daniel Roth Metropolitan,
Hmm.
and he had thought that it had a GP movement,
Hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, but it turned out it had a ETA 2892 based movement, and it wasn't. I guess he was kind of underhandedly told that he didn't
Yeah,
actually know it, and I'm not sure if that was because of Bulgari. I think Bulgari owns Daniel Roth.
and
Um,
I'm not sure.
okay, well, I don't know if they kind of misled him or
Mm.
if some other seller misled him, but
Yeah,
he was not too pleased with it. And then he brought up a couple of other instances where this has happened. He mentioned the PAM 318, the infamous
yeah,
PAM 318, the Brooklyn Bridge, and then I think he mentioned another occasion, but that got me thinking about the Tag Heuer issue with the Seiko chronograph that was supposedly in house. There was another issue with Bremont and a movement issue as well in house, which wasn't really in house. And yeah, I was wondering, what you thought about uh, all all that goes on with the misinformation. Basically, the crux of it was how are we to um, combat this?
yeah.
PAM 318 was quite a huge debacle because it had a Bob standard basic
Mhm.
Unitas movement, not decorated, probably the lowest quality uh, movement in a watch that is for a significant price,
Mhm.
which was unacceptable. And it turned out Pam um, uh, accepted those watches back and swapped out the movements
Yeah,
for their more standard movement, more decorated, better grade.
yeah.
Oh, he also mentioned in this video about four different grades of ETA movements,
Mhm.
which I caught me off guard because previously I had heard from other watchmakers that there is barely any difference between the basic ETA 2824, let's say, and the elaborate and the
Yeah.
top. The Hans from Federica Talks watches Del Rey watch. He said there is no difference between those movements, but Bill was saying that there is a significant difference. They use different balance springs, different mainsprings,
Mhm.
and that's significant enough to talk about. I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you think?
So Bill's been, I'll use the phrase again, pounding the table for a long time about transparency with watches and what movements you get. Like a lot of brands will rename the movement, and claim it almost as their own. Let me be careful by saying that. Not that they claim it on their own, but they don't give any indication that it's actually maybe a base Salida or a base ETA, for example. And it's really upon us, I think, to figure that out. I you go on some of these sites, right? And especially a lot of the sites from the watch brands themselves, and they may say like, Swiss automatic movement. Like, well, so then what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? And I think a lot of that has to do with like, what's available. So is it going to be Salida or ETA? I know that there are some other sites, dealers that will do that. Like you'll go, let's say for to Noman Shop, right? And they'll have Squale and Steinhardt, and they'll indicate whether it'll say Salida slash ETA. So there is transparency. They won't be able to tell you exactly which one you'll get, but they tell you the possibility. And then until you get the watch, I know Steinhardt will give you a card and say which movement it is. They'll check it off. So there is an issue, and he rightfully so, of what are you getting under the hood, and so the situation with Bill, I don't think he got it straight from Bulgari. I mean, I think he bought it secondhand. I'm sure that's how it works. It sounds like the person that he bought it from didn't really know. I mean, said it was a GP, but I don't know how you like. I mean, I feel like you're kind of like told or taught not to open up the back of the case back on some of these luxury watches, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the message that I've gotten, because I don't know, you don't want to mess with it or whatever, this and that. But then how do you really actually know?
Mhm.
Unless you take it to a watchmaker, and I guess that's how you do it. So it's a tough call. You know what I mean? Like I hear what Bill's saying. I don't know what you can do other than you trusting somebody, and then opening it up as soon as you get it, whether you're advised to or not, and hopefully you're within a return window where if it's not what you think, you can return it. I don't know what you can do, man. I really don't know what you do. That means, I mean, I usually typically buy watches from most of the time from people that I know and trust, and I'm not dealing with these crazy high horology watches most of the
Mhm.
time. So it's I'm not worried about what's actually in if I'm getting an ETA in a $15,000 watch.
Yeah.
Um, and then typically I buy from authorized dealers, so I kind of feel like I have that security knowing what's inside of them.
Hmm.
I don't know what the answer is. How do you deal with misinformation?
I don't think he had an answer either, because
Yeah,
I think the conclusion was it's up to us. And
yeah,
at the end of it,
yeah.
it was kind of a rant, which is fine. But yeah, it's kind of bleak.
Joe says Bobby doing his homage to Bill Sanders is goat material. So I don't know if you're referring to. I did a video comparing a Zen 358 and a 356,
Okay.
and I wore a beret, and I had my beard, and I tried to imitate him as much
Oh,
as
I
I
gotta
could.
see
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'll do it again. Maybe I'll do it
that.
again. AV saying, Century, you're right. Bulgaria owns Daniel Roth. Used to be an independent until 2000s, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Um, Caliber saying, yes, I was surprised to hear Hans say there is a little difference between ETA 28, 24 movements. I've heard as well that there is a good amount of difference. Yeah, yeah. So what's interesting is Hans is a watchmaker, right? He knows this stuff. So I wonder what he means by that there's no difference, because I think there is a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
Um, but he may have an opinion on why there is no difference. And so I wish, he would elaborate more on that. Um,
Yeah.
anyway, um, let's see here. Tag Horror Caliber 5, complete BS for sure. Um, hopefully, Rick will join us looking at some high end brand that no one talks about. Okay. I think I'm jumping into conversations that that people are having. Um, Clandestine luxury, just me, but I've only bought expensive watches from ADs. I don't mind paying a luxury for a piece of my. Yeah, I get that for sure. I mean, there's also something about buying pre-owned because you can not take that initial hit. But look, if you're buying to keep, right? Like both Sanjay and I had a little bit of the flipper mentality.
Yeah.
But if you're buying to keep, man, I would buy from an AD. You know, I would just buy from an AD.
Yeah.
Um, Hans is a master watchmaker, so it's surprising to hear this. Again, I wish he expects. I think I remember seeing what that video that or that video when he was stating that there was no difference, I'm trying to remember it, he's got to have a good reason that we're not thinking of, for sure, because
Yeah.
I think because I think I mean, it's commonly known that there is different levels of that. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe Hans meant that there's no difference repairing different grades. Yeah, that may. Yeah, it depends on the context of the conversation. But you're right, Dev. It could be something like that. Um, okay, so good so far. We're moving along here, and let's jump into Paul Thorpe watch dealer before buying a watch. Just ask these questions, and I think like I felt like some of these things were kind of like nothing new or groundbreaking. um, he prefaced these questions by saying like make sure that part of what he was saying is like make sure you tell the dealer that he comes from being recommended, highly recommended, that kind of stuff, soften him up a little bit. And so here are some of the questions that he suggested you ask. And again, I don't think this is groundbreaking, but what can you tell me about the watch? Which is actually a good question, and it's not as simple as it sounds. What he was getting at is like, I think what he was getting at was like, you want to see what this person actually knows, if they know anything about the watch actually, or if you're talking about somebody who completely knows nothing about. I mean, I've been to dealers where I've asked a little bit about the watch, and the person, I could just totally tell that the salesperson just had no idea and was BSing. Um, Reveal your budget. Ask to see other options. That's he. Um, I know when I was working in real estate years and years ago, when I worked with a new client, I would ask them, well, what their budget was, because, and it's not to gauge whether this person has money or not, but it just helps fine tune the search, because you can, if we're looking in an area where there's 1,000 homes, for sale, they're all a different price range. It's no use for me to send send them listings on homes that either they can't afford or they are could afford more. I'm looking in the range, so you kind of have to start with what your budget is, and then when you're at the dealer, eventually just reveal the budget. If they ask you, reveal the budget, and also ask to see any options, because it makes it seem like you're open to other things. And then three, what guarantee does the watch come with? Terms and conditions. Yeah, I mean, no brainer, right? This should always be, but I can't tell you how many times that I've never asked that as
I've not
well.
watched that.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So did you learn anything new here in this one, Sanjay? I mean, it was a good video. It's just like it's reiterating, I think, things that we already know.
Yeah, I think the first few um, questions or the first few things that he mentioned were kind of good reminders, because and I think it's geared towards going to a pre-owned watch dealer rather than an AD. You could still apply some of these to an AD, but I think they were sound questions. What I was really interested in was there was a follow-up video to this, and I think those two videos combined together kind of shows Paul Thorpe kind of trying to turn a leaf, being a bit more jovial, being a
Mm-hmm.
bit more funny. There was a lot of editing in the video that followed, and I really enjoyed that second video, and I could see the transition from this video to that video,
Gotcha.
and overall, I know I saw Kevin S say that he can't really watch Paul Thorpe anymore, but I think he's kind of changed it up a bit in these couple of videos, and they were interesting, but again, kind of geared to a new watch enthusiast.
Yeah.
The questions in both videos that you should ask and you shouldn't ask. But yeah, I enjoyed the video. Good reminders,
Yeah.
but nothing new.
Yeah. Jared, welcome. Was Paul an extra in the movie Snatch? Good movie. Have you seen Snatch? The movie Snatch?
I actually might have.
It has Brad Pitt plays like some sort of like I don't know, like a gypsy
Yeah,
boxer.
yeah, something about a dog, right?
Yeah, well
Dad.
there's the dag. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I have seen it. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I think I believe you. I believe you've seen it. uh, let's see. What
Oh, I'm
did
getting
Curtis say?
flashbacks.
What
Didn't
was
he
that?
just like I'm getting flashbacks of the movie now. Didn't he just like poop in a corner, kind of?
The dag?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
it. Yeah.
Uh, every time I've clandestine luxury, every time I told my real estate agent my budget, they always insist on showing me homes 25K over budget. Well, the thing is, in that scenario, we try to widen the cast a wider net because you could always negotiate price down. That's why I've always showed stuff that was a little bit technically out of their budget, knowing that the homes could be negotiated down. Um, that's why I did that. Yeah. Okay. Awesome movie. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's fun. Guy Ritchie, who used to be married to Madonna, he directed it. He also did Guy Ritchie the Sherlock Holmes with Iron Man. What's his name? Man, I'm drawing a blank. Robert Downey
Mhm.
Jr. Robert Downey. Is that Robert Downey?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Um, okay.
Yeah. You can ask me. I'm the expert. So.
Yeah. Moving on to our last video. This is a video you selected. David Khalil, Beware Buying Tudor in 2021. No premium, no nonsense. Sanjay, tell us about this video.
Yeah, just another great video from David Khalil. Kind of candid, and something I really enjoy watching from him. It's talking about telling people to be patient on Tudor, because it's never going to be a Rolex tier or
Mm-hmm.
class watch. They're not going to be like throttled. Supply's never going to be throttled. There's not going to be a persistent stock issue. And so if you at list or less than list. Um, okay, sorry, you're kind of still. I thought maybe I got cut out on the internet.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it was me or you, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was one of us.
Okay. All right, but yeah. So David Khalil was also talking about how kind of the state of society right now, where everyone wants everything now or yesterday. Not willing to wait. There's no patience, and because of that, everything is going at a premium. He talked about
Mhm.
sneakers, PlayStations, and other items that have no business going above list, because it's it's readily available
Yeah,
products if you just wait for an iPhone. They
yeah.
they just want to sell as much as possible, and if you wait a week, you're gonna get the iPhone. And for the same thing, with a tutor, he was mentioning how he was getting so many calls the day after the product was launched,
Hmm.
and so many people already had the product and they're looking to flip it to make a quick buck. And yeah, so he was advising people, if you like Tudor, it's a great brand, it's a great watch. They make a great watch. They tend to hold value a bit better than some other brands in their category. And just wait.
Yeah,
And I had a similar experience. I wanted the Black Bay 58 for about 2 years, and I just waited. Um, and I was able to get one at a discount. So yeah, I think it was just good advice, good,
yeah,
solid, clean advice, and good video to watch.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's spot on. I mean, just wait. We, things are so in our face now, right? Everything is available at a click of a button, right? So like, if I can't get it, it almost like gives you anxiety, right? And so I think that's where that fear is in, like fear of missing out or whatever. Um, yeah, I mean, I just I'm at a point now where I'm not. I mean, I'll pay list. Like I paid list for my Black Bay 58, and I waited, and
Yeah,
I'm totally fine with that. I wouldn't have paid over list, for sure.
yeah,
I don't know if there's anything I would pay over list for now. I mean, I won't do it for Rolex at this particular moment in time. And I can't think of anything else that I would do it for. I would just wait till it comes down, or maybe just change my focus into something different. And in my life, I don't think I pay Not anytime recently have I paid over list for anything. So
Mhm.
um, yeah, I mean, with things being available online and the anxiety of not getting out, the plus side of the things being available online and around is like you can go and buy the same thing from somewhere across the world, and it'll be in your house in 3 or 4 days. I don't know. Yeah, and I mean, Roy the Tiger, instant gratification. I think that's what a lot of us suffer from. But I don't know. I mean, I'm with you. I mean, and David, I mean, like, I don't know what else I can say. I mean, just you don't have to do it for Tudor. Tudor's a great brand, yes, but you
Yeah,
don't have to do it for Tudor.
yeah,
Um, AB scene, to be honest, what he didn't say is dealers don't buy because the profit is so small, it's not worth the hassle. Little to no profit, that is the hard truth. Good advice for new dealers, though.
hmm.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense. I'm not even sure if people are actually paying these prices for Tudor. I think many are asking but not getting it. The black base ceramics are already in cases, calls are being made, and people are passing. Just wait. Yeah.
Mhm.
JCB unworn BB58s are back down to list in Australia. Still too much. Joe, a small handful of Tudors you can expect to pay retail for, otherwise never. Yeah, I think Black Bay 58 is one that you could pay retail for for the original. I don't know about the blue. I guess the blue at one point. I mean, I know I did. I got it early on. The new chronograph. I'm sure you can pay less for. And probably next year, maybe not. Maybe it'll be less. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, Chaz has always gotten discount on Tudor I purchase. Score 20% off mine. Um, did you see the Timeless Channels review of the new Tudor Panda Chrono? I don't think so.
Okay.
But I will check it out for sure.
Yeah.
Um, BJ, talk about hype. Delray has a new Rolex Explorer 36 for 12,300. I totally saw that too. I was just like, oh, that's just bananas. That is just bananas, man. You know.
Yeah.
Um, he says, "Ha, BDev, I did see that they had a Parmigiani for 5K, and that's actually another brand that I think is kind of underrated.
It is.
Parmigiani. I think they get a lot of bad rap because of the name itself. People get turned off. I know I initially did. And they take huge hits MSRP wise, secondary market. So, but the finishing is beautiful. The watchmaking is incredible. Um, I love Parmigiani.
Mhm.
Uh, Triple retail for these new OPs. Yeah, I mean that's crazy. That's crazy. Um, all right, let's see here. Close to wrapping it up. Anything, anything on your radar soon, watch wise? You've been making a lot of moves, man. You don't dance anymore. You make money moves, Sanjay.
Not
Uh,
intentionally, the last one. um, yeah, there's the. I've been really tempted by the Grand Seiko, the new GMT spring. So it's a seasons, 4 seasons spring, but GMT. It
yeah.
has the SBGM 221 case,
Mhm.
but it has a beautiful green texture dial. Very nice. The GMT hand is like a salmon color, so
Ah,
it's really nice.
yeah.
It's double the price of the SBGM 221 though. So I mean, it has an upgraded movement. It has a high beat instead of the automatic or the regular beat. I've been thinking about that one a lot. I don't know if I'll get one, but it's been on my mind.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. Um, nothing. Nothing really. I mean, like, other than watches, I see myself getting down the road. I have nothing right now that I feel like I must get. I think I'm going through a phase right now where I'm not as watch obsessive or not next watch obsessive. I have the Kadoki coming in hopefully in a couple weeks, and a watch that I got on via Kickstarter that I've actually been looking forward to. That will be coming in the next couple weeks. but nothing that I need to have, or that I'm actually thinking of making any kind of moves to get, which is I gotta admit, it's really odd because, or it feels weird because I'm so accustomed to be like on a hunt, and that's not happening right now. So I'm like getting, there's a couple other things that are non-watch related that are catching my interest.
Hmm.
So I'm a little more obsessed with that at the moment, than watches. I still love watches, and I still do my fair share of research every day, and reading every day, and watching videos every day.
Yeah.
Um, but nothing. Yeah, I'm not circling the waters on anything. Watch medicine. Sanjay is a horological shark that feasts in the rich Grand Seco waters. Wow, that is very articulate and very interesting. Picture painting there.
Yeah.
Um, Very, very nice. Let's get a final comments in here. I'm taking suggestions on watches to buy. Don't say site work. Site work. Uh, the Kadoki long goodbye. Well said.
Colin should get the SPG M221.
Yeah. Black Widow tattoo. Yes. Yes. I often do think about, as you know,
Yeah.
if
When you
I
win the lottery.
when I win the lottery and become independent rich, Black Widow tattoo. Oh man, with a black suit, Black Widow tattoo. Man, that'd be awesome. Um, Peter C. Colin, get an FP Jorn. Okay, yeah, very good. Kevin S. Good night, all. Have a great Memorial Day. I think that's a perfect ending. Whoa, 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 whoa! Wait a second. Wait a second. Roar the Tiger movie quote scene. Ferrari dealership. My boy Charlie here drives so smooth. Put an egg on the manifold, and when we come back, I'll peel it for you.
Got nothing on that one.
I don't know if I know this one.
Huh.
I don't know if I
Ferrari
know.
dealership. It's got to be some gangster movie, right?
Or I don't know. Hopefully, Roar the Tiger can let us know soon before we close this down. But all right, Jason. Then why don't you just tell us, man? I know it. You know it. Tell us.
Here,
Uh,
let me show you um, that Grand Seiko. Have it here while we wait for the answer.
oh yeah, that is that's nice.
Yeah.
Gone in 60 seconds. Ford versus Ferrari. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Anyway, guys, though. Um, uh, Wait, Sanjay, you saw this movie, Scent
No,
of
I
a
haven't.
Woman. Oh
I
no,
haven't.
you haven't?
No.
Oh no, you saw right. You saw the other. Okay, I'm thinking of Rain Man for some reason.
Oh, okay.
That's right, Scent of a Woman. I saw that movie once, like 100 years ago.
Okay.
Um, is it? I'm pretty sure it's Scent of a Woman. I think Road Tiger's right. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming tonight and watching another episode of Watch Soup on the Memorial Day weekend. Really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys in the States had a great weekend and enjoyed your day off. Most of us had the day off tomorrow. I hope you do as well. Sanjay, thanks again, man. This was great.
Yeah.
And
A lot of fun.
anything coming up this week, channel wise for you?
Nope, nothing planned. Just whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, gotcha.
Live stream on Saturday as usual. But
Yeah, same here. Whatever happens, happens. Hopefully, I can get a video or two out this week and live streams
yeah.
at the end of the week. Guys, have a good night, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Good night, guys.